Hi friends, I'm back with what I feel is a neglected topic and one that helps the long life of our instruments. We owe that much to our institute and our good friends, our nurses. What would we do without them? And of course, our dear surgeons, both of who work tirelessly to serve the public. This talk then is dedicated to you, dear surgeons and nurses. The topic is called The Journey of the Sterile Set After Leaving the CSSD Till Its Return. It could also be called Best Practices Related to the Transport and Pre-Cleaning of Surgical Instruments in the User Department. Much has been said about unloading sterile material into the sterile area and its safe storage, etc. But do we know we have a role to play in looking after our instruments once the set leaves the CSSD, how it leaves the CSSD, during its storage and also after being opened. Sterile items leave the CSSD after being checked for integrity, proper labeling, containing the batch number, expiry date and other details. The sterile items are issued into clean closed containers or trolleys or into a dumbwaiter. I had all these in my first job exactly 42 years back, and they were already there then. Thank you, Madam Gaitonde, wherever you are. Does that not inspire us to innovate new ideas or at least select for our hospitals the latest technology already available today? Rise and shine, my friends, and march forward. Coming back to the instruments, see that they are issued into the right vehicles to ensure sterility till it reaches the user department. We are the sterilization experts and this is part of our job. In the OT or surgical suite as it is called fancifully, the instruments are laid out in trolleys prior to the surgery. So far so good. Now the surgery begins. A couple of instruments are handed to the surgeon. He uses them and hands them back to the scrub nurse or technician. What happens now is of prime importance for the health of our instruments, and so we have a key role to play in it. The handed back instrument needs to be wiped with a mop or a soft sterile cloth which is dipped in sterile water to remove blood and soil. If this is to be reused, it should be kept on a trolley or otherwise put into a basin of sterile water. This is called a splash basin. However, since no splashes are allowed in the OT, they are gently slided or slid inside. After its use, absolutely no saline or hypochlorite solution or any other chemicals should touch it. No iodine-based preparations, laundry or dishwashing detergents or chemicals. There are special enzymatic cleaners or detergents or combinations of the two meant for surgical instruments. During the surgery too, do not allow saline, blood, body fluids, tissues, bone fragments or other organic debris to dry on the instruments. This would get encrusted and be difficult to clean later. Also, vigorous brushing in the CSSD would damage the instrument. Don't get confused with saline or any chemicals being used during the procedure of surgery. This is of course allowed, but not for rinsing the instruments during or after the surgery. Lumen of suction tubing or cannulas in any department should be flushed copiously with water in the user department itself, especially the cath lab catheters if they are to be reused. This will remove soil which would be nearly impossible to remove later, and the CSSD would be blamed for plugs formed inside, really not our fault. It has happened to me. Once the procedure has ended, hinged instruments should be opened and rinsed or placed in a splash basin of sterile water or enzyme to soak. Instruments that are too large to be contained in a basin may be covered with a wet towel or enzyme foam. They can also be placed in unsterile but deionized, demineralized or RO water. The water of the diluted enzyme should be drained out in OT or the wards, as the case may be, before sending to CSSD. The wet towel or foam could travel to the CSSD. Disposable sharps and other single-use items should be discarded in user departments, not sent to the CSSD. Even linen should not be sent to the CSSD, but directly to the laundry. In the wards and other user departments, a senior staff member of the CSSD should take rounds to check the storage conditions there, as also to get a feedback on the service from CSSD. Trust me, attending early to small issues avoids big complaints later. The contaminated items should be sent in closed containers from the point of use to the CSSD washing area or decon area. Containers, bags or carts carrying used goods should be marked with a biohazard label or be of red color. The carts may belong to CSSD or the users, but should be treated as contaminated. They therefore need to be cleaned and disinfected after each delivery, especially nowadays. The bags would be, of course, disposed. The leak-proof and puncture-resistant containers should be used for reusable sharps. Rinsing or pre-cleaning in the user department helps reduce the bioburden on the device and prevents formation of biofilms. A biofilm is a layered mask of bacteria and extracellular material that is tightly stuck to a surface and cannot be easily removed. It can hamper sterilization by preventing access of sterilant that blocks the steam to the surface. It is important that used medical devices are pre-cleaned immediately at the point of use. Please ensure this in your hospital. Body fluids are high in chloride content, which is extremely corrosive to stainless steel and considerably more when allowed to dry and concentrate on the surface of the device. Those instruments which are kept piled up prior to decontamination for a long time are more prone to damage. Human soils like blood and tissues would also be a good nutrient for pathogens and help the germs to multiply, contaminating the area in the user department and later in the CSSD. Human soil pre-cleaning prevents environmental exposure during transport from aerosolization and spills. It increases the life of the instruments, it prevents rusting and straining. Also, TAT or turn around time is reduced, as we really wouldn't have to brush and scrub instruments. Care by end users are explicitly recommended by professional organizations. So it's not only me saying this. If we explain all this very patiently to surgeons, nurses and our administrators, they would surely agree, as we would be giving better quality of instruments, in a shorter time and prolonging their life, resulting in cost savings. Please don't tell me that these people don't agree. I have successfully done this many times. We have failed in explaining properly. Also, cost-cutting measures should not affect the quality of our work. Perhaps you can use your director or someone senior in the hospital to convince them. You may call me to your hospital, no charge, to convince them. Then these need to be added in the nursing SOP and our SOP. Please see that they tally. I have visited hospitals where the nursing SOP said different things about the sets and the CSSD said different things in the SOP. Never feel what happens to devices outside the CSSD is not your concern. It is very much so, as they are your instruments, our instruments. We need to work as a team. I end by saying, like you lovingly bid for farewell to your daughter at her marriage, but keep an eye on the events in her life, so also you must do for your sets. Well, bye for now. We'll meet again soon.